it will be clear within 2 weeks whether the Justice and Development Party, AK Party, and its main rival, the opposition Republican People's Party, CHP, will be able to forge a coalition government, representatives of the parties said following the first preliminary coalition talks on Tuesday. Haluk Koç, the deputy chairman of the CHP, told reporters following a meeting with an AK Party representative that the question of whether a coalition is possible will become clear within 10 to 12 days. As part of efforts to forge a coalition government, Koç met on Tuesday with Culture and Tourism Minister Ömer, who represents the ruling party in the preliminary talks. According to Çelik's account of the meeting, it may take a bit longer for serious negotiations to begin, even if all goes well. Explaining that the party delegations are expected to come together for negotiations at the end of this week or the beginning of the next week, Çelik told reporters that some 10 to 15 days will be needed, after the delegations start negotiating, to discuss topics previously agreed upon. The AK Party, which serves as the interim government, and the CHP have emerged as the most likely partners in a potential coalition, following the first round of visits AK Party leader Ahmet Davutoglu paid last week to leaders of all parties represented in parliament. In the preliminary talks, the two representatives did not get into any real bargaining regarding the coalition, but rather considered procedural methods of future talks, which topics would be discussed and attempted to better understand the other side's position on various topics. Following the meeting, which was held at the Ministry of Culture and Tourism at 11 a.m., Çelik and Koç held separate press conferences. Çelik added that during Tuesday's meeting, principles on which a coalition government could be based and the location of negotiations were also discussed. Should all go well, the leaders of the two parties will also come together to discuss finer details at an advanced stage of the negotiations. Both sides have expressed a willingness to forge a coalition instead of opting for an early election, arguing that an early election would be a waste of time for Turkey. However, during Tuesday's press conferences, both Koç and Çelik made clear that the negotiations may not necessarily result in a coalition government. Noting that both parties are acting in good faith, Koç stated that the members of the negotiations seek to forge a long-term government with a view to resolve the country's problems. In response to a question regarding whether the chances of a coalition are 50-50, Çelik stated, "This is always the case. As per the constitution, the president can call for an early election if a government cannot be formed within 45 days after the election of all members of the Speaker's Council of Parliament." The 18-member Council of the Speaker was formed on July 9. Ertuğrul Günay, a former AK Party deputy, was quoted by the Doğan news agency as saying on Tuesday that a coalition between the two parties could be long-lasting, if President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan does not meddle in its affairs. Erdoğan has been accused by the opposition of exceeding the limits of his power and intervening in the affairs of the government. Following the June 7 general election, in which no single party received enough votes to form a government, Erdoğan has been criticized for attempting to prevent the formation of a coalition government.